Israel. Many people are looking at me. What do we know about it? If not because these children probably will ask them to, because it's a very important case in the life of a Muslim. Many people are confused of what is happening, but I tell you from the teaching of the glorious Quran, we can actually understand what is happening precisely. I will first read the Quran. Do not forget that Allah in His infinite mercy has specifically mentioned a particular surah to talk to us, the Israelites, the Bani Israel. Allah specifically talked about them. I think this chapter, Surah Al-Baqarah, is chapter what? Chapter 17 of the glorious Quran. If you have your Quran, please open it. It's Surah Al-Isra. And when you look at the verses, especially the first 5-6 verses of that surah critically, and you look at what is happening now, wallahi, you will understand the Quran. You will understand the challenges that we are having in the world now. You will understand it seriously. Probably for us to be able to understand it. I don't know whether in your offices that's what they are discussing now. Nobody is discussing it. And then nobody is discussing it. For us as Muslims, it should be a source of concern to us. It should be a cause of what is happening. If we are not careful, when I say we, I mean the entire world. It is going to be the escalation of the Third World War. Very careful. But if we follow the injunction of the Quran, whether it turns to Third World War or not, is marking the end of a particular generation. Whether we like it or not, and based on the teaching of the glorious Quran. And perhaps we all need to understand the background history. Probably I should delay it till next week. Before
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع العليم.
Allah says that He has shown the prophets so that you can see our sign there. 95% of other prophets, they were within that axis, within that what they call Palestine, which is, I will tell us why I'm using Palestine. When I begin, as I go on, I begin to use Israel, but I'm using Palestine. I'm referring to pre-1948, and I will tell us what led to the creation of that word Israel as a country in 1948. It is a long story, but notwithstanding, if we take care, we will really understand. Now,
سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير.
And that's why He has brought the Prophet ﷺ. Come and see this sign. Don't forget the ant of Sulaiman. Where Sulaiman, the ant, they saw Sulaiman coming. They said, everybody, no, Sulaiman is coming. Sulaiman was hearing the talking of the ants. And Sulaiman was smiling. That's the Prophet Sulaiman, that they did not know that I heard what they are saying. And he said, Sulaiman warned his people. Where I'm going is too much. Don't go there. And almost all the Prophet Musa والسلام, it was around that place that everything that happened to him. And then Yaakov, the father of Sayyidina Yusuf, it was around that area that he too stayed. before they sold Yusuf into Egypt. The selling of Yusuf to Egypt, and for them when they left Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, when he carried his people against Pharaoh, do we remember that story? Where President Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he left Cairo, he left Egypt with his people. When Pharaoh was following them, that he used his sword, what do you call it? Staff, to open an ocean. You remember? And for those who are living Egypt that time, they were Israel that have been dispersed by Almighty Allah. But from that day, when they left Egypt, they did not get back to their homeland again. In the Bible, they call that movement Exodus. Those who read the Bible, there is a chapter in the Bible they call Exodus. And it is that Exodus, it is the Exodus of the Jewish people, the Israelites, from Arab land. They were supposed to go back to the promised land, according to the Bible, that there has a promised land. They were supposed to go. Don't think this fighting that started last week is a last week fight. It's more than thousands of years fight that is continuing. Unless you understand the nitty-gritty, you will actually not understand what is happening. You will be confused. So if you don't have the background knowledge of it, and that's why I'm trying, I want us to know what it is in a very layman's language. Now, when they left Egypt, up to 1948, they did not get to their land, or it was the so-called land. That is one. Then, the Palestine, it is the land of almost all the prophets of Allah. Almost any prophet of Allah you want to mention, besides Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Luqman, and few others. All others, they are mainly from Palestine area, except those Sayyidina Ibrahim children that came to Mecca side that moved to Arab. But don't forget, the Arabs and the Jews, they are all of the same father. And their father is Sayyidina Ibrahim. They are both related, their family. But their challenges has been very long challenges. Right from the time they gave birth to Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam. The Jews did not recognize Ismail as original child. They say he's a bastard.
As a true son.
Until when they gave birth to Isaac, Ishaq, is only Israel they recognize as the true son of Ibrahim. And the fight has been started since around that time. Since around that time, if you don't know, that is the beginning of the fight. And that's the beginning of the quarrel. Now, the Arabs, they were living in that area, which it is now referred to as Israel, but in Palestine. There was one, almost all the Jews, they do not have their own country. They were scattered everywhere. They were scattered, they were plenty in America. In fact, after Israel, the only place where Jews are, they are in America. After that, Germany. But you now ask, what is the challenge? The problem which we are facing today, let me jump because that story will be too much for so many of us. There was a man, a Jewish person, in 1895, in 1898, in somewhere in New York. The Jewish people, he was addressing what they call the global Jewry. That is a movement called the global Jewry, which metamorphosed into what they call the Zionist movement. That they want to have an homeland. That the Jews that we to see, they want to have homeland of their own. But it is, to me, that homeland, it is in fulfillment of the verse of the glorious Quran. Go to verse 4 of that surah.
وقضينا إلى بني إسرائيل في الكتاب لتفسدن في الأرض مرتين ولتعلن عدوا كبيرا. وقضينا إلى بني إسرائيل في الكتاب لتفسدن في الأرض مرتين ولتعلن عدوا كبيرا.
We welcome my father. I will hand over the microphone to him shortly. In 1898, there was the International Conference of the Jewish people. They called it Global Jewry. And there was a man, he was a journalist. He said, I think we need to have our own country. And that day, they all began to work on it. There is one secret I will tell you, many people will not tell you today, that many people have not known. That the Second World War, when the First World War collapsed in 1919, it has opened something that the Jews have now gotten an opportunity that they want to use. And I will link it to what is happening now. They now use that. They instigated Hitler. If I want to call it Holocaust. They instigated Hitler so that so many Jews will be killed in the concentration camp. And he killed them. When he killed them, after the First World War that ended in 1919, they created, before they call United Nations, they call it League of Nations. League of Nations was created in 1919. But because those who are behind the creation of League of Nations, they failed. The Jews who want to have control, they did not have that control. So what they did now was, they instigated another war, which they call Second World War. I always refer to as all European war. They tied it Second World War because when they were killing themselves, we were still eating banana in our Africa. Nothing was happening to us. Because that they were stealing our people to go and work for them in the name of colonialism. They now instigated Hitler to kill millions, hundreds of thousands of the Jews. When they were killed, they appealed to the sensitivities of everybody in the world that they needed to have a home place where they will be safe. But before they did that, they have been planning since early 1920s, after the First World War, that the Jews, they will be going to Palestine, they will be buying land from them, from the Arabs who are in Palestine. They will come, they will say they want to buy farmland. They will come, they said they want to buy industrial land. As they were coming, they were buying the land, The Arabs at that time, they were no more working. It's like the popular Omonile type in Lagos. They were no more working. The only money they are waiting for is that the Jews are coming to buy land. They can sell one land for 3 people. They will say it's 10,000 today. Another person will come and say, no, it's our father's land. You are going to pay 20,000. You want to remain here. That one, because they know where they are going, they will still pay. Another one, then they were coming like that in 2, in 3, in 10, in 20s, in 30s, until 1948. Is it 1948 or 1940? It's 1945, sir, when they moved to 1948. That there was a war. The United Nations, they started the creation of the Israeli homeland in 1948. But before they did that, there have been a lot of internal destruction of Islamic Brotherhood. They've sent some people to destroy the unity of the Muslims. They've destroyed the security people to go and be working among the Ottoman Empire, who would have said no to the creation of Israel. There was a man called Ampa, and there was a man called Lawrence of Arabia. I don't know whether you've heard of Lawrence of Arabia. Lawrence of Arabia was a soldier. He was sent to almost all the Arab world to destroy the unity of the Muslims. As at that time, we have one simple government of the Muslims. They call it the Ottoman Empire. What they did was that they first destroyed Ottoman Empire first and foremost in 1926. It's a long story. I think probably when we are doing lectures in the night, I will, because our father is there and I want him to take over, I will quickly round it up so that you understand what I'm saying. So, in 1945, when the Holocaust was there, the people, they knew that something like that wanted to happen, but they used it to change the thinking of the entire world. And the same thing they did this time around. Let me quickly jump to what happened about a week ago. That the Hamas, the armed group in Palestine, they went to bomb people in Jerusalem, let's say in Israel, and they killed East Jerusalem, and they killed so many people. One thing that I'm very sure of is that the Israelis, they knew of the plan to do that. Anybody who is deceiving himself, you can continue to deceive yourself. They were aware that they want to do that, but they allow it to happen. I believe that security will support them to do that. This is where my own thinking about it will be different from 95% of anything you hear from anybody. And I will tell you the reason why. I know it's going to be different. Before I began to do this, I've done a lot of work on this now. So many people will not believe. Their own plan was that they have a plan, like what happened in the Holocaust. They are aware what they wanted to do, but they allow it to happen. This one too, wallahi azim, nobody, unless you do not know the workings of the Israelites, will tell you that they are not aware of what, because they want to use it for what they wanted to do, because they have a plan. The plan is that, as like Afrullah, I assume they want to eliminate everybody in Palestine. But I will now round it up with that plan based on the verses of the glorious Quran. Now let's go into that verse. Continue. You will now what was done in Israel? That it has been written in the book about the Israelites, the Israelis. They have the opportunity to cause problem on earth 2 times. They have done one before when they destroyed, they were the one killing almost everybody. They have done it before, and you will hear based on these verses of the Quran that they have done it before. Let's go ahead. That Allah said that He raised them to the degree that even Quran, when Quran was describing them, consciously or consciously, Quran even described them that we have given them power over everybody in the world. Allah said we have given them this power over everybody in the world. That was their first time, the peak of their first time, because Allah said He will give them opportunity to destroy, to cause commotion on earth 2 times. And I said at that time, He would have given them, and they will be so arrogant with what Allah said He will give them. If you notice, even at that time, up to yesterday, that they are starting the second one, according to this Quranic teaching, they are still the one controlling the entire world. More than 80% of invention in the world is by the Jews. They are the one who controls CNN you are watching. They are the one who has your Coca-Cola you are drinking. They are the one who, which other thing? The computer you are using. They are the one who owns it. Almost everything you are using in the world, and their population is not up to 80 million. And you will see that all these things is not by accident. Let's go on with the Quran. time that He gave them the opportunity. Allah says that when the promise of Allah came, go ahead. He now raised a particular group that will fought them and He displaced them. He raised a particular group of people that the army became stronger, that at the end of the day they were able to eliminate them. They dispersed them from a particular area that they began not to have a home again. And that was the first time. Now let's go ahead. After the dispersal, when we removed them from their town, tomorrow that now
ثم رددنا لكم الكرة عليهم ثم رددنا لكم الكرة.
Wait, don't get kara is influence, wealth. And I say now they turned their power back to them. They became so powerful, they became so influential, they became the one that are controlling everything. Go ahead. Allah said, we supported them with intelligent children, that they are the one that will create so many things that the entire world has never seen. And we also gave them intelligence, and we give them wealth. 90%, or let me say 80% of the world wealth is in the hand of the Jewish people. They are only sending things to us like animals in the zoo, other people. That's the way, unless we are deceiving ourselves, that is the way the world is as of today. And that's why it now helped them to the level that they became so powerful, and when they became extremely influential, that they determine what will happen. They determine everything they want, what will happen to them. Say nothing except what they want will happen. Now let's go.
In ahsantum ahsantum li anfusikum wa in asatum falaha fa idza jaa wa'dul akhirati la yasudukum wa la yadkhulul masjida kama dakhalu awwala marratin wa liyaqtabiru ma
I want us to listen carefully before I hand over the microphone. Allah said, in ahsantum. Allah said, in ahsantum. Allah is now giving them condition of either continuous power or within a limited time. He gave them the condition that can make them to live forever. But unfortunately, they did not understand what God was saying. He said, in ahsantum, if you do good, that we are giving to you, which is for yourself. If you become ruthless and you become to do evil, Allah said, Fallaha, if it come back to you.
فإذا جاء وعد الآخرة لا يسوءكم ولا يدخلون المسجد كما دخلوا أول مرة وليتقوا
That's why you understand the new fighting that is now. Now listen carefully. Allah said that.
فإذا جاء وعد الآخرة,
when the final promise of Allah comes, who started a week ago, that is the final of what is going to happen. Allah said, we now, there is a link in that there is a link in that verse. Allah said, He is going to raise a particular group of people again that will
يدخلوا المسجد كما دخلوا.
their face to be very sad. And let me now take you to the Hamas. The Hamas, they were just ordinary throwing stone group of people until 1978, if I'm not mistaken, sir. That they decided that they want to be empowered. Little by little by little by little, they were being empowered. Incidentally, to me, this one most scholars will not agree. The Mossad support them in empowering them, which is the Jewish-Israeli security outfit. Now, they are now waiting for what's the name of these other people in Lebanon? The other group in Lebanon. There's the other group in Lebanon, the Hamas and the. I'm not married to you. Hezbollah, thank you. You can see even nurses, they know more than Mala. The Hezbollah. Now, you know the Hezbollah, some people are even following what is going on, and even some many of us. So you can see they are waiting, the Israelis, they are now waiting for Hezbollah. They would like to attack Hezbollah, and they want Hezbollah to join in this attack. And the moment it has opened way for them to be able to attack Iran. And so when they open to attack Iran, wallahi, I think go and write it down. That is the end of Israel. Unless Quran is telling lie. Unless this is not what God is talking about. If they continue to the level they allow Iran to go and join, it means within the twinkle of an eye, Iran will now become a superpower. Iran that has been working secretly over the years, what they could not experiment will now call. Incidentally, even the Israelis, I don't know whether you know that, most of the war something they pile up in Israel, America has borrowed it, so to say, to take it to Ukraine, so that they will not see American hand in the fight in Ukraine and Russia. Most of them which they will need has actually gone to Ukraine. And perhaps that is why these people chose this time to attack. And now, what they are now waiting for, it is the Hezbollah. And when Hezbollah gets there, they try to penetrate from there to Iran. Salam alaikum. Let's use this verse and we conclude my own. Go ahead with that verse.
In asantum li'anfusikum.
Allah said the condition that will allow them to continue to live strongly, it is when they are good, they do not do any evil on earth. Allah said that is for themselves. They will continue to as the leader of the world. To teach people like the way they are teaching the people in Palestine now. Allah said Allah that will come back to them. Allah said when the final and concluding promise comes, Allah said he's going to raise men that will be powerful and will make their face to be blackened. He said these people will now have the opportunity of entering the mosque which they barred them from entry. That is Masjid al-Aqsa, that the Muslims were not allowed to enter. Allah said when they arrive, the way we used to enter it and come out freely, He will give them the opportunity to be entering that mosque freely based on this verse. Allah said that Allah said all what they have seized before, Allah said He will take it back from them. And it will be destroyed. All the power they think, Allah said it will be destroyed. May Allah give us.